Last 5 seconds. Ready? Start. In this context, we may refer with profit to the decision in General Officer Commanding in Chief versus Subhash Chandra Yadav, wherein it has been held as follows. Before a rule can have the effect of a statutory provision, two conditions must be fulfilled, namely, it must conform to the provisions of the statute under which it is framed, and it must also come within the scope and purview of the rulemaking power of the authority framing the rule. If either of these two conditions are not fulfilled, the rule so framed would be void. In Delhi Administration versus Shri Ram, it has been ruled that it is a well recognized principle that the conferment of rule making power by an act does not enable the rule making authority to make a rule which travels beyond the scope of enabling act or which is inconsistent therewith or repugnant thereto. In Sukhdev Singh versus Bhagat Ram Sardar Singh Raghuvansh, the Constitution Bench has held that statutory bodies cannot use the power to make rules and regulations to enlarge the powers beyond the scope intended by the legislature. Rules and regulations made by the region of the specific power conferred by the statute to make rules and regulations establish the pattern of conduct to be followed. In state of Karnataka versus H. Ganesh Kamath, it has been stated it is a well settled principle of interpretation of statutes that the conferment of rule making power by an act does not enable the rule making authority to make a rule which travels beyond the scope of the enabling act or which is inconsistent therewith or repugnant thereto. In Kunj Bihari Lal versus State of HP, it has been ruled thus. It is very common for the legislature to provide for a general rule making power to carry out the purpose of the act. When such a power is given, it may be permissible to find out the object of the enactment and then see if the rules framed satisfy the test of having been so framed as to fall within the scope of such general power confirmed. If the rule making power is not expressed in such a usual general form, then it shall have to be seen if the rules made are protected by the limits prescribed by the parent act. In St. John's Teachers Training Institute versus National Council for Teacher Education, it has been observed that a regulation is a rule or order prescribed by a superior for the management of some business and implies a rule for general course of action. Rules and regulations are all comprised in delegated legislations. The power to make subordinate legislation is derived from the enabling act, and it is fundamental that the delegate on whom such a power is conferred has to act within the limits of authority conferred by the act. Rules cannot be made to supplant the provisions of the enabling act, but to supplant it. What is permitted is the delegation of ancillary or subordinate legislative functions, or what is fictionally called a power to fill up details. In Global Energy Limited versus Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, this court was dealing with the validity of clause B and F of regulation 6A of the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission procedure, terms and conditions for grant of trading license and other related matters, regulations 2004. In that context, this court expressed thus: it is now a well settled principle of law that the rule making power for carrying out the purposes of the act is a general delegation. Such a general delegation may not be held to be laying down any guidelines. Thus, by reason of such a provision alone, the regulation making power cannot be exercised so as to bring into existence substantive rights or obligations or disabilities which are not contemplated in terms of the provisions of the said act. In the said case, while discussing further about the discretionary power delegated legislation and the requirement of law, the bench observed thus. Global Energy Limited case. The image of law which flows from this framework is its neutrality and objectivity, the ability of law to put a sphere of general decision making outside the discretionary power of those wielding governmental power. Law has to provide a basic level of legal security by assuring that law is knowable, dependable, and shielded from excessive manipulation. In the context of rulemaking, delegated legislation should establish the structural conditions within which those processes can function effectively. The question which needs to be asked is whether delegated legislation promotes rational and accountable policy implementation. While we say so, we are not oblivious of the contours of the judicial review of the legislative acts, but we have made all endeavors to keep ourselves confined within the well known parameters. Stop.